Here it is, a new patch day. Oh boy, I cannot wait until I get all that insane damage out. And why the fuck do I have that big bad habit of running? Oh yes, I like my new golden eyes. There is nothing better that could have happened. I just cannot wait for getting those 3 dots, my Felguard and Doomguard and whatever the fuck guard up, and be badass self-healing motherfucker once more. Alright, let's get into that. Let's open my spellcasting menu. All seems alright. Wait a fucking second. Where the fuck is my drain soul? Why the fuck do I have fucking drain life? Why the fuck Shadowbolt is better? What is that thing? Oh! What did you die to my spec? Why? What? Oh, how the fuck am I supposed to? Oh, what? Oh, talents. Weird talents. Yeah. The drain soul is back. Drain soul is in talents. Good. Okay. Oh, Burning Crash. All good. Now let's see how it heals. Oh. It doesn't heal. It doesn't fucking heal. Like, what the fuck? Hello guys, Chaoslands and his big nose, hail you, and today we are going to take a look on Affliction Warlock, and this is going to be Affliction Warlock starter guide. So, well, let's start with what's new, what's changed, and what is the core of the spec, because if you are new and you wanna see Affliction Warlock, which was so overrated in Legion, but because you were playing something you fucking loved, you did not spend much time, like you didn't have time to reroll the Affliction Warlock, and you would like to see how it stands on BFA when your main is completely fucked up, then let's get into that. The core of Affliction Warlock, fuck my life, is consisted of keeping up dots, these two, Corruption and Agony, and from time to time spending Unstable Affliction. Unstable Affliction goes Soul Shard, which is generated randomly by Agony. And that's pretty much all that this spec this spec kinda makes it score from. Of course, then you have a pet, which doesn't matter anymore because the pets are balanced in terms of damage for Affliction. And all you need to do is the command ability, or possibly some other command demon, like the demonic stuff, like you can have the stamina buff with Imp, or you can have Purge with Spell Hunter and Interrupt and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so basically you set your pet to passive, not passive, assist. You put one dot, the other dot, and then from time to time, fuck off, you just keep casting Shadowbolt until you like hit 4 or 5 shards, then you spend some Unstable Affliction so you don't overcap shards, and then you cast once more Shadowbolt, and you wait until the Unstable Afflictions went off, and you cast it again, you refresh the other dots, and then you again, like, you are just fucking around, doing pretty good DPS, and all that kind of stuff. Okay, I want to dismiss this count because he intervenes with my talent changing. And also let's get out of the way with the stat priorities. Affliction Warlock and stats is never-ending discussion of what is the best. The answer is nothing is best. You have to keep in mind all 3 stats. Haste, Crit and Mastery are basically samely important, the versatility is like that. that one guy at the party who is sober and he's not a driver, so he has no reason to be sober, and he doesn't drink, and he's like an outcast which is there for the sake of being there, but actually doesn't do anything much. Like, you have to basically keep an eye on simcraft or raid bots or some stuff like that, and basically every time you change your piece of gear you have to do the sim again and look at the stat weights to see like what stat you are going to focus on after that. That's pretty much it with the stats. Yeah. And now onto the talents. Onto the talents. Talents are my favorite part of every class, because from time to time they actually allow you to play the class in different ways. And Affliction Warlock, in my opinion, actually won the lottery. Because there is several different playstyles, and I'm not going to go over all of them because there is one the best, but it allows you to several playstyles depending on the situation and on your own feeling, and the styles are pretty close to one another, even according to Sims, not only my own testing. Which means that I will now walk through every row and every talent and possibly have some comment to that. So, row 15 starts with Nightfall. We got Corruption back, we must have Nightfall. Corruption has a chance to cause your next Shadow Bolt to be instant and deal 25% increased damage. This makes Shadow Bolts hit like a fucking track eventually when you hit the max level and have no haste. You basically only hardcast Shadow Bolts, and those Shadow Bolts eventually even beat the unstable Affliction, and with this talent, they hit even harder. Because from time to time you have that instant with 25% increased damage. Yeah, pretty good. Then we have Drain Soul. Don't worry, if you have liked the draining type of spec from Legion, then we still have our sweet Drain Soul around. Well, sweet. It no longer heals you, so it's not that sweet. But it's still around, and it generates one soul shard every target dies. So it's pretty handy when you have like multi-target, and fuck the Lua errors. I fucking hate when the new expansion is out and the add-ons are not properly working. But when there are multiple targets down, multiple adds, and you get the soul shards from this, you can have more unstable afflictions out on the main target, and it actually works really well. And then we have the golden gem of Affliction Warlock on the row 15, and that's called Deathbolt. Launches a bolt of death at the target, dealing 30% of the total remaining damage of your damage over time effects on the target. If you have ever played Legion Demonology, this is fucking Talkilo's consumption. But it's called Deathbolt and it doesn't work with pets but with damage over time effects. Basically, it looks like this. You pull out this, then you let Agony ramp up. You refresh. You pull out some unstable afflictions. 1, 2, 3, 4 maybe. You press that bolt. It deals some solid damage. And then you are just waiting for the bot to come out of cooldown and prepare your soul shards and all that kind of stuff. Yep. So, row 30. Right in Agony. Does the same as in Legion. Agony's damage now may ramp up to 15 stacks. Good. But it's not that good, like... It used to be fucking glorious on 2-target cleave or multi-target cleave in Legion. Because it was here. And Absolute Corruption was a separate talent which you could take as well. Now you have to choose if you want Right in Agony or Absolute Corruption. Hard choice. Corruption is now permanent and deals 30% increased damage. Duration reduced to 24 seconds against players, and when you take Absolute Corruption, Deathbolt counts only 16 seconds of your corruption damage. Which is actually understandable because Infinite Corruption, 30% of Infinite is still Infinite. It would insta-kill any target. And then we have Siphon Life. Siphon the target's life essence, dealing some shadow damage over some time, and healing you for 30% of the damage done. Of course, it's another dot, and currently it's pretty hard to keep up. Like, we can kind of try that out, and I want this time here. 1 dot, second dot, third dot, and now we are spamming Shadow Bolt. Now we have to refresh our dots and cast Shadow Bolt again. And then, like, if you try to get also unstable afflictions into that, and possibly some Deathbolts, this is like fucking insane. You also have to keep the Shadow Embrace buff, which is another buff from the talents, but that's something I will get into after some time. It just badly messes up the rotation. Now row 45, take whatever the fuck you want. Row 60, now this is where the true thinking begins. So the seeds does the same as always. Seed of Corruption now embeds a demon seed into one additional nearby enemy. It used to be 2, but now it's 1, and relatively it's still the same. So it means that your Seed of Corruption is like a fucking track. But we have Phantom Singularity, which is actually with that. So the seeds dealing only one additional seed, then Phantom Singularity suddenly becomes pretty like considerable because it hits pretty hard. Costs nothing, has only 45, not 54, 45 second cooldown. It actually lines up pretty well with Deathbolt and heals you, and because you are out of Drain Soul, that the extra healing you can get is pretty good. Oh, here I won't be. But it's on toe to toe with the another new talent called Wild Tail. Unleashes a wild explosion at the target's location, dealing blah 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 shadow damage over 10 seconds to all enemies within 10 yards and reducing their movement speed by 10 or by 30%. I don't even know why I still tend to mess up percent and seconds. Like, what the fuck? It costs one soul shard, yes, but it's still like it still is considerable damage. Yeah, it's like almost the agonist damage. Like, of course, the agony actually ramps up, but yeah, or like it's more than corruption's damage. Like, it's 1k more, and 1k is pretty much on the BFA. So row 75. No, like, whatever the fuck you want, but if you take Mortal Coil into PvE environment, you are usually an idiot. If you take Dark Fury, you have to stun, and otherwise you take Demonic Circle. That's simple. Row 90. Shadow Embrace. Shadow Bolt applies Shadow Embrace, increases the damage dealt by the target by 3% for 10 seconds, stacking up to 3 times. Go to for a single target, and maybe 2 targets cleave once you get enough haste to cast Shadow Bolts to 2 targets and keep this thing actually up. 26% is not enough, just for the record. Then we have Haunt on 15 second cooldown, 1.2 second cast time, and it increases your damage dealt to target by 10% for 15 seconds. It has 15 second duration, 15 second cooldown, 1.2 second cast time, only 10%. Fuck you, useless. And Grimoire of Sacrifice, this is your go-to for AoE, because whereas Hound we have said it's fucking useless, and Shadow Embrace is good but unable to keep up on many targets, Grimoire of Sacrifice gives you guaranteed chance. Yeah, guaranteed chance. What the fuck is oxymoron, Blizzard? Guaranteed chance on some additional shadow damage to the targets. Neat. On the row 100, well, I'm a little bit disappointed. Soul Conduit is boring as fuck and useless, and don't ever take it because, like, fuck! It's bullshit. Then we have Dark Souls Misery. Infuses your souls with the misery of fallen foes, increasing haste by 30% for 20 seconds. Pretty good. It has 2 minutes to cooldown. Yeah, works pretty well. But Creeping Death. Your Agony, Corruption, Siphon Life, and Unstable Affliction deal their full damage 15% faster. Now ask yourself, what does the most of my damage comes from? Unstable Affliction, Corruption, Agony, Siphon Life eventually. So, I have a thing that increases my haste by 30% for 20 seconds on 2 minute cooldown, or I have a thing that effectively gives me 15% haste passively for all the time. Of course I will take Creeping Death. Okay, and now let's jump onto the rotation with this build, because the other builds are just slightly altering around and depending on the situation, and I'm actually talking about them as well, but I will talk about them later. So, summon a pipette and wait for the soul shards to get there. But before we get the soul shard, let me talk about the pure fury. You start with agony, corruption, and I should mention my talents. Yeah, right, and agony is there. But actually, I might take the absolute corruption. Oh, yes, it's easier. So, agony into corruption into some shadow bolts. Unless you get like some of those soul shards, at least the one. Then you spam Unstable Affliction and cast this guy, Summon Darklight, and this is something I forgot to talk about. Summons a Darklight from the Twisting Nether that extends the duration of your damage over time effects on all enemies by 8 seconds. Mwah! The Darklight will set for 20 seconds, blasting its target for blah blah blah. Shadow damage increased by 10% of every damage over time effect you have active on any target. By the way, on the cleaving fights, this guy combined with this thing, that's right, baby, infinite DPS. But by the ad fight, I mean like something like maybe Mythic Eonar could be actually funny, like when you see the corruption, the hounds down, then you jump onto the Fell River on the top, you sow the seeds, the guys which are going around, and then you put Darklight on the Fell River, and he's like, oh, fuck you. Boom. That should be funny. But yeah. So where have I been? Yeah, you summon Darklight, which extends the duration of all the dots, and then you cast Deathbolt. You actually don't use Viral Taint there because you get the most damage from the Unstable Affliction when you extend them with the Summon Darklight, or at least that's how my simple math in my stupid brain works. So let's get into that. Agony, into Corruption, into Shadowbolt. Let's at least start this, refresh, and like, I wanna ramp it, I cannot ramp it to 15, of course. So let's spend the Unstable Afflictions. 1, 2, 3, 4, Dark Glare, Deathbolt. And you could see, like, it hits for something like 16k on BFA, level 110. That's pretty lot. And then you are just like going around, and I fucked up, of course, because your goal is to have at least 3 or 4 shards whenever that ball comes out of cooldown, which I probably am not going to get. Oh, I am. And then you cast Viral Taint into 2 Unstable Afflictions or 3 Deathbolt, 17k crit, glorious. And Shadowy Embrace is still going up. Or it's still going around, and we are doing like 4.5k. And considering I'm a bad Affliction Warlock, this is pretty solid DPS. Let's hold off the Viral Taint for a while because it wouldn't come out of cooldown soon enough. Okay, prepare Viral Taint, refresh dot. 1, 2, 3, Deathbolt. Damn, I don't know how hard that hit. Who knows? But you get the basics. Okay? And of course, like the other single target variation is that you actually take a Nightfall with probably the absolute corruption of Right and Agony. Doesn't even matter. I think that taking Right and Agony might be good. Not because of the damage aspects, but because of the pure fact that we would have only like one dot to keep up. And you just like do this and this and this and this and this, and from time to time you cast the Unstable Affliction, and you get the insta Shadowbolt, and like it's not doing that much as I would like it to do, because, well, yeah, I don't have the pet out, I don't have the dark glare out, so I'm a fucking retard, what so fucking ever, and no, don't fall! Whoa! Still pulled it off. This is actually pretty boring, because you don't... It's like the Legion one, you just press like 2 or 3 buttons from time to time, then you spam the another one. They're just like waiting, and waiting, and waiting, and waiting, and what the fuck? But yeah, it's also a way how to play this. And trust me that when you do the things properly, it has basically the same damage as the Deathbolt build, but it's far more boring. Now, let's talk a bit about the AoE rotation. I've made a slight adjustments to the talents, which means I've taken Drain Soul. Why? I've already talked about that. It deals increased damage to enemies both 20% health. When you are at AoE, you usually have more time to kinda use this advantage. It generates 1 soul shard when it kills the target. It's great. And these few perks far overweigh the value of Deathbolt and possibly even a Nightfall. Like, Nightfall is like still good because we have a shit ton of targets with corruption, so that means you get a shit ton of Nightfall. But it doesn't generate any soul shard, it only deals some damage. And it deals the damage to the single target just as a Drain Soul, but when the Drain Soul and the increased soul shard generation, it actually allows you to cast more Series of Corruption, which then makes you deal more damage. I approve. Then on row 30 I took Absolute Corruption, because then I have the Corruption all the time up, and I have to take care only about Agony, and then eventually I can also rotate the Unstable Afflictions around, which is good. Row 60, this depends. Either Sow the Seeds, or Phantom Singularity, all by 10. Depends on the type of situation, like when the ads are incredibly running around and spreading and all the kind of stuff, probably Sow the Seeds. When they are stuck but moving, like moving far faster than you could eventually cast the Vile Taint, then take Phantom Singularity, and otherwise take Phantom Singularity, take Vile Taint, because eventually if the ice are slowable, you can actually help the tank. Row 75, doesn't fucking matter, or matters in situation, probably Dark Fury when you have to stun the ads, otherwise Demonic Circle, of course. Let me do this. And this. And row 100, Absolute Corruption on many targets. Creeping Death and fuck you. What you wanna do, or of course, like Grimoire Sacrifice on the row 90, I forgot almost about that, because, as I said, guaranteed chance of increased damage, glorious. What you wanna do now is to agony up every target, just like this. Cast the Seed of Corruption, Vile Taint, and then you are refreshing all the dots again, and then you are just like rolling around with like spreading the Unstable Affliction from time to time. You are keeping the agonies up, and fuck my life, and then Vile Taint, and then you are like draining up, but because these ads don't die, I can properly show how actually like you would get all that in all those soul shards, so I can only drain them around. As you can see, like the damage is going up and it all works nice, but the out-tabbing is actually pretty boring. And you can see like Corruption deals a shit ton of damage, Agony deals considerable damage as well. And then like Vile Taint, that's simple rules. Oh, no. Fuck, Agonies fell off. Damn it. Fuck me. Oh, you get how that works, yeah? But eventually, when you want to be a master race, then you do this. Biotaint and Dark Glare. And you can simply drain and drain and drain and drain. And sometimes throw that like a corruption, and then drain, and slowly start to refresh the dots. And then you cast another Biotaint, and then you drain again, and you rotate the unstable afflictions around. The more targets you can keep dot up, the more damage you have. It's that simple. And that powerful. Okay? So, the leveling build basically will be kinda about only about thinking about that, because I have not leveled in Affliction, but I have a solid amount of experience from leveling with Demonology, and I know what I needed and what I liked, and yeah. So, on row 15, actually I think taking Drain Soul might be a good idea, because it has that increased damage on the targets below 20% health. You are basically constantly having some ads coming in, because you are going around and pulling ads, and there is many of them. But as well as Nightfall might not be bad, and Deathbolt eventually is also a good idea. On row 30, Siphon Life. You need every fucking self-healing possible, because eventually you will end up health funneling the pet. So let me summon my pet, for example Imp, but you will have a Void Walker up, and what you will do for most of the time is this. The demon is already at full health, but you will just press health funnel, so having anything that self-heals you is great. 45, Demon Skin. Sometimes you simply cannot overheal the damage the pet is taking, and you will have to take some damage yourself. This helps. Let's put it that way. Phantom Singularity, again, healing. Need that. 75, Mortal Coil. Healing and fucking fear. Instant fear. This will save your ass many times. On row 90, I know I have ranted a lot about Haunt being fucking completely useless, but for leveling, it's great. Because, well, it doesn't deal like that big of damage, but still it's better to have that 10% increased damage there instantly than having to ramp up it with Shadow Bolts. What you like, your rotation when you want to kill a mob pretty effectively. And actually, let me summon a Void Walker. Summon Demon Void Walker. Why the fuck is this still around and ticking? Oh, whatever. What you want to do is like put the dots there. Unstable Affliction, Haunt, and then you will probably like end up with the health funnel, and I have it on the Control Alt 4. What the fuck? Like, yeah, but you press the health funnel, and then you wait until the target dies, and you kinda like play around with the dots. You keep them up as much as possible. Sometimes you do Drain Life, or Drain Soul, then you do the Drain Life, because you are still health funneling the ad, like you are still health funneling the pet, so you need that healing extra. And that's probably the only time in the expansion when you will use Hound, because it fucking is useless. And then fuck those lure errors. And then on row 100, probably Creeping Death, because again it's 15% flat haste basically. And with that, let's move to the usually most disappointing part of these kind of guides, and that's the Azerite raids. Let's get into that. As always, I have the Uldir loot table open, because the trades are always the same. And on the first item in the loot table, we have, for the Affliction Warlock of course, Dreadful Calling. Unstable Afflictions deals some additional damage, and casting Unstable Affliction reduces the cooldown of Summon Darkler by 1 second. This is fucking good! I can imagine that when you will have 3 of these, every Unstable Affliction you cast reduces the Summon Darkler's cooldown by 3 seconds. I was actually unlucky to get this trait on anything I have on beta, so I have not tested this, but it's pretty fucking good. Then, we have Inevitable Demise. Damaging an enemy with corruption increases the damage of your next drain life by something. This effect can stack up to 100 times, which means that once upon a time, your drain life will deal 2400 damage, like additional damage. Now, it deals 1060, and I think that this is scaled to my current level, so this is gonna hit pretty hard. And especially it's gonna heal hard. Maybe this will be a go to the PvP. Next one on our list is Cascading Calamity. Passive is everything. Casting Unstable Affliction on the target affected by your Unstable Affliction increases your haste by 75 for 15 seconds. Hell yeah, boy. When you do that ramp upping, especially like before a Deathbolt, you get haste. You get free haste for doing your rotation properly. This is fucking good. And like, you get the haste for 15 seconds, you prolong the dots with Dark Glare, which prolongs them by 8 seconds, and it's just flat 8 seconds. This is a shit ton of damage on its own. Then you throw the Deathbolt there, and you get even more damage. Pretty fucking good. And then there was one more. This one was a disappointment. It's called Death Bloom. If your Seed of Corruption detonates early, it deals blah 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 additional damage. Seed of Corruption always detonates early, Blizzard. You could make this baseline. Doesn't even have to be there. And that's all of the Azerite armor from World Tier, which means that's all of the traits we are going to get in this tier. I have to say that they were not so disappointing as I have initially thought that they would be. Because like this one with the Dark Glare, this is pretty good. And actually will allow for some more engaging gameplay. Because then you will not get like 2 Dark Glares throughout the whole fight. But you will get like 3 or 4, 5 of them maybe, when you will be lucky on the procs. Pretty fucking good. This one is one of those more boring, but still, once upon a time, it gives you some other spell to break your rotation with, and you can even save this as a massive self heal. Pretty good, and actually allows you, makes you to think about what you are gonna do and when you are going to do that. This one with the haste, pretty fucking good. Oh, and I forgot to talk about this one. Sudden Onset. Agony deals up an additional blah 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 damage and starts with 4 stacks. Count me in, boy. Because there is nothing worse than when you are starting a fight and you have to wait for the Agony to ramp up, especially when you play with the Writing Agony when it runs up to 15 stacks. This will allow you to take the biggest advantage of the Agony 4 ticks earlier. This is really good. I think that this will not stack, like the additional stacks and the start will not stack. So if you will have 2 of these traits, you will not get 8 stacks, that will be fucking broken. But it will deal like 680 damage and start with 4 stacks, but still you get 4 stacks, that's fucking good. All in all, my opinion on Affliction, good boy. It keeps its Legion feel in a way, but it's far more engaging, and it's not like that you do this, and press Drain Life or Drain Soul. Yeah, and then you press the next one again, and then you just refresh the dots, and then you do this again, and then you again press the Drain Soul. This is how it plays on Legion. It was fucking boring. But with the Deathbolt involved and the Vile Taint and the Creeping Death and the Shadow Embrace and the Shadow Bolt, and it's far more engaging and far funnier. And honestly, I will not much mind playing this. I fucking despise Affliction from the day one I have learned that this spec exists. But actually, this one is not that. For some reason, it's not like that disgusting for me. I played the Legion Affliction because I had no other choice, just by the way. And so, if you have liked my guide, and me, give this video a like. If you dislike this, give it a dislike, of course. And then use the comment section down below to tell me either what you did not like, or what you don't understand from my explanation, or what did I get fucking wrong. Use it to tell me that I am fucking wrong and I don't understand what I'm talking about. Do this, that's completely fine. I like to learn. Then, of course, if you want to be notified about my other guides, because I'm going to do more guides, because I found out that I actually like doing guides, and that I think that I am getting good in it. Then, of course, subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell to see whenever I put out another guide or another video. And, of course, if there are some things that will change, then I will put an update guide, something like that, which I will probably be a lot referencing this guide, but I will improve some information, update them, and all that kind of stuff. Then, of course, if you want to support me somehow, then share the word that I exist, and if you are some well-known content creator, I am looking at anyone right now, then feel free to mention me, like that I exist, if you like my stuff. Then, like, if you, of course, are just a normal guy, then feel free to take this video or any of my other videos, or link to my channel and share it wherever you can, like Twitter, Facebook, Discord, your own YouTube channel. Do that. I need some advertisement, and I'm actually bad at advertising myself, so I need help. Then, of course, if you dislike me so much that you would like to ruin my life and you hate it, I speak about Affliction Warlock and I have no fucking idea what the fuck am I doing, then of course feel free to take the link to this video and share it on your like Facebook, Twitter, Discord, YouTube channel, whatever the fuck you want, and try to get people to come here and hate me and all that kind of stuff. And yep, then thank you for watching. I hope I helped you, and I will see you somewhere in the future, guys. Bye bye.